What's up everybody, Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Halo Infinite video, and we have a lot to talk about. It's been a while since I made a video on Halo Infinite, and there have been crazy controversy after news story. We have ranked tuning, we have good news potentially coming for Halo, and we have the catastrophe of the Halo TV show. There's a lot we gotta talk about, so we're gonna break it all down. Now I know that many of you have been grinding incredibly hard this spring to reach your all-time peak, but you're getting a little musty, and here to help is our returning Manscaped partnership. Now, Manscaped sent us an all-new package that includes things like the deodorant and body wash, and even this really fucking good lip balm. I'm serious. You can get the Performance Package 4.0 that comes with waterproof shavers and trimmers, everything you need from all-in-one shampoos, conditioners, to body washes, and more accessories like these. And here's the thing, I'm gonna be real with you guys for a second. It's super easy for you to just neglect your physical and mental health. As guys, it happens all too often. But really, if you're not physically feeling good, you're not gonna mentally feel good as well. And Manscaped has everything you need so that you're at the top of your game. Use code HALO at the Manscaped checkout for 20% off your order and free shipping. Go check it out right now in the links down below. Now, Season 2 Lone Wolves kicked off to mixed reception for sure. While there was several new maps, a new fun mode, and several things we liked, there was a lot of things we didn't, including just complete changes to things that affected the speedrunning community, different skill jumps that added some more depth and complexity to Halo. There was a lot that they did wrong, and we talked about it before, saying one step forward, two steps back, or whatever the case may be. Now, some of those things have got reverted, and things have kind of been changed towards what the community has wanted. But even in spite of all of that, Season 2 is just not enough to satiate us. There's just a lot about Halo Infinite that isn't here. There's a lot that we need, and I think, well, there's definitely reasons to play Halo. The Halo franchise as a whole is incredibly rocky, and it's pretty concerning about the future of Halo when they have already been reported to be working on a future Halo game, and of course the Battle Royale mode might come out at some point, but that's being developed by a different studio, Certain Affinity, and on top of that, the whole franchise as a whole of Halo is going through a little bit of controversy. The biggest one we gotta talk about is the Halo TV show, which I was waiting to binge. I watched the first couple of episodes and I was gonna binge it and watch it, because honestly, while I didn't think it was that great, my expectations were so freaking low that it was okay. Like, it was fine, but then this bullshit happens. So we finally have a TV show of Master Cheeks just straight up clapping. I mean, what the fuck is this? Like, look, I understand that the show lore is very different from the game lore. Because in the game lore, Master Chief, because of the things that were done to him and the other Spartans, they don't have any sex drive whatsoever. And in the TV show lore, not only are they trying to establish Master Chief as a freaking character, they're giving him a personality, they're saying that the rules of the lore don't apply, but what the fuck is this? Like, I saw post after post talking about how this is like a Mass Effect TV show, which is kind of what it feels like, right? This doesn't really embody Halo. Like, it just, Master Chief is not Master Chief. Like, I understand you want to change the character, right, of an original IP and turn it into something completely different, but when it gets this far out, it doesn't even feel like Halo anymore. It doesn't even feel like Master Chief anymore. And when we first heard about the Halo TV show and we heard, hey, it's gonna be like The Mandalorian, it's like a Mandalorian ripoff, like, I was fine with that, and I think that would have been way better to follow something that is a lot more similar to the real Master Chief, with slight bits of his personality bleeding through, rather than basically just remaking a completely new character that, you know, tells cringy fucking jokes, claps cheeks left and right, and I don't know, just, it's not Master Chief. What the fuck is the Halo franchise? Like, what is going on with the Halo franchise right now? I don't even understand. It's gotten so bad that Marcus, the co-creator of the Halo universe, said, quote, on Twitter, "Yeah, I'm not sure where the inspiration for the show comes from, not the Halo I made." Basically just calling this whole show a sham, calling it, you know, not Halo. I mean, yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like it. So I really want to hear your opinion about it. It's okay if you like the show, but you have to admit that this show does not embody what Halo is. It doesn't feel like Halo. It's not Halo. That's just the way it is. Now, to talk about the future of Halo, of course we have several things that we're looking forward to. We have Forge coming down, co-op campaign, different things that they're working on, but of course, we also know that the timeline for these things are really far in the future. Like, September is when a lot of these things are going to be coming out. Some of these things on the timeline, I mean, it's really stretched out, and development is very slow, and things aren't going to be changing for Halo, the game, for the foreseeable future. But I'm more worried about the legacy of Halo, the franchise of Halo. Right now, we're seeing more and more people play stuff like the Master Chief Collection than they are playing Halo Infinite. And while Halo Infinite is definitely incredibly fun, and there's things that if they actually finish and finalize will be amazing, Halo Infinite is just a giant beta. And I really feel like the hype window, the window of execution behind releasing the game, trying to grow the hype, or the most important thing, bring in new Halo fans. Not just people like me and you who have been playing Halo since the dawn of time, but players that are brand new to the franchise and excited to play or try Halo, that has just not delivered. And the problem with this really slow development cycle and TV shows that are disappointing, and obviously, you know, the Halo franchise being used as something that you slap onto something to make money, rather than a franchise that is carried by its new exciting gameplay and updates, right? We all have to admit that Halo is being carried, hard carried, by nostalgia, right? It's being hard carried by us loyal fans to the franchise, but it feels like every single direction that Halo is going in, it's just not going in the way that we like or we want, nor is it capturing new fans. Like, it'd be one thing if they were going in a direction that maybe us old boomers just hate, right? You know, that was a big problem with the Sprint debate, and there was a lot of things in the past that kind of went in that direction where the old fan base were pissed off, but the new fan base were invigorated and it brought new people in. And I think that that is respectable and fine, personally. But if you're gonna make all these decisions that are against what the, you know, the nostalgic people, the people that have been playing since the dawn of time want, and then you're still not gonna capture anyone new, yeah, I'm pretty unoptimistic about the future of the Halo franchise. That being said, 343 is still working hard. Even Tashi says something on Twitter like, finally, ultimately agree with you. We as a studio lost some trust with Season 2 and we need to earn that back. We got good news to share real soon, starting to do just that. So, they are trying to fix some of the problems that they created with Season 2. They are trying to put at least the game on the right direction. But there are some other problems that have been arising. Optic Lucid talking about how for the third day in a row, he can't even find a game in ranked. And then, of course, the 343 community manager responded to this saying that they are doing ranked tuning. Basically, they are tightening ranked skill preferences so that matches are far more even. Because there was a lot of games where people had super underperformers and super overperformers, and what they're basically trying to do is they're trying to make it so the people around you are more in your skill level. So you're not like either the carry or the carrier. But he does say that this is going to create situations where the queue times take quite longer. And of course, when you're talking about someone like Lucid, who's at the absolute highest rank, it's going to be really hard to find people of his skill level, right? It's gonna be kind of almost impossible, especially when they don't all stream at the same time. Pro level players aren't all playing, and of course, with ranked and just Halo players in general decreasing the amount of people playing, it's gonna be harder and harder to fill these lobbies out. So ultimately, there's a couple questions we have to answer. What's gonna happen in the future of Halo? Is Halo Infinite gonna die? And is the Halo as a franchise going to be successful for the next 5-10 years? Now, the thing is, they're all kind of tied together because I think that this next year is really the deciding factor, right? Outside of all the crazy BS that's going on with the TV show or, you know, freaking Halo cookbooks or whatever the hell they're working on, I don't even know at this point. It's about the gameplay at the end of the day. If the game is fun, people are excited to play. If you have a lot of people playing your game, then money can be generated with cosmetics. People are interested in grinding the path to pro. All that matters is making your game both fun and addicting so that people keep coming back and people keep playing. And there are several things that 343 need to do to just nail that down. And I think the first thing is adding consistent content. You can't just dump some maps and then fuck off for 4 months, right? You have to have consistent content, keep people coming back. Apex does that consistently, Valorant does that consistently, and that's why these games have persevered and will probably continue to do so when other games have not. You cannot just drop the ball on that. The next thing that they have to do is they have to finish the actual promised parts of the game. Forge, co-op campaign, those things have to be finished, have to be released, and they have to be good. I mean, that's just as simple as it gets. I mean, they really should have been released and good at launch, but you know, we've already bitched about that pretty much nonstop. And the last thing, and this is the hardest one in my opinion, at least based on 343's track record, is to do what the majority of the fans are agreeing upon, right? When the majority of fans say, hey, we want this done. We want Red Reticle on PC. Like 95% of people are like, yeah. And 343 is like, no. You don't want that. We know what's best. They've done this before. They've done this a lot. And while I understand not every suggestion made by fans is always a good one, I will say that when the majority of pros and players universally agree on something, it is in your best interest to listen. But I definitely covered a lot of stories in here, but let me know how you feel about all of it. How do you feel about the show? Are you enjoying it or are you disgusted? How do you feel about Halo as a franchise? Are you happy, scared? Are you playing Halo Infinite? Are you playing Master Chief Collection? How do you feel about the future of Halo? Definitely let me know how you feel about all that down below. And get yourself a Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 down below using our code HALO at the Manscaped checkout for 20% off your order and free shipping. Go check it out right now in the links down below.